Welcome to today's video, where we dive into a gripping story that combines politics, law, and a controversial event involving Julius Malema, the leader of South Africa's Economic Freedom Fighters, or EFF. This case has garnered nationwide attention, sparking debates about leadership accountability, firearm safety, and the intersection of truth and power in public life. The incident dates back to 2018 during the EFF's 5th anniversary celebration, where Malema is accused of firing a firearm at a crowd in Dunsane, Eastern Cape. As we unpack the details of this ongoing legal saga, we'll explore not only the event itself but also the broader implications it has for South Africa's political and legal landscape. Before we get into the details, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our deep dives into critical stories like this one. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think about this case and the issues it raises. Now, let's get started. To fully understand the weight of this case, let's rewind to July 28, 2018. The EFF was celebrating its 5th anniversary at the Sisa Dukash Stadium, a vibrant event attended by thousands of supporters. The party, known for its fiery rhetoric and dramatic events, marked the occasion with a grand rally where speeches, music, and fanfare dominated the atmosphere. It was during this event that Julius Malema allegedly discharged a firearm into the air, an act that was captured on video and circulated widely online. At the heart of the controversy is the nature of the firearm and the intent behind Malema's actions. While Malema claims it was a toy gun used for theatrical effect, the prosecution argues it was a real 9mm firearm, posing significant risks to the crowd and violating firearm laws. This incident is more than just a legal matter, it touches on issues of leadership, public responsibility, and the boundaries of political performance. Let's examine the arguments from both sides, starting with the prosecution's perspective. Advocate Joel Caesar, representing the state, has accused Malema of dishonesty and fabricating details to avoid accountability. According to Caesar, the evidence, including expert testimony and video footage, points to the use of a real firearm. He highlighted inconsistencies in Malema's testimony, such as his claim that he fired a toy gun and his denial of seeing people flee after the shots were fired. The prosecutor also noted that Malema owns a 9mm Taurus handgun, adding weight to the argument that the firearm used at the event was real. The prosecution's case rests heavily on expert analysis. Firearm experts testified that the behavior of the crowd and the sound of the shots in the video were consistent with a real firearm, not a toy. Caesar argued that Malema, as a gun owner, should be well aware of the dangers posed by discharging a firearm into the air, especially in a crowded setting. This, according to Caesar, makes Malema's actions reckless and dangerous. On the other side, we have the defense, led by advocate Lawrence Hodes. Malema's legal team has maintained that the firearm was a harmless prop used for dramatic effect during the rally. They've challenged the reliability of the video footage and the prosecution's interpretation of events, emphasizing the lack of direct evidence linking Malema to a real firearm. Hodes argued that the prosecution failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the gun was real, pointing out gaps in the state's evidence, including the inability to definitively link the firearm to Malema's co-accused, Adrian Snyman. This brings us to the broader questions raised by the case. At its core, this is a story about power, responsibility, and the public's perception of political leaders. Malema is a polarizing figure in South Africa, admired by many for his advocacy of economic justice and land reform but criticized by others for his confrontational style and controversial statements. This case has become a litmus test for his leadership, with critics arguing that it reflects a pattern of disregard for the law and supporters claiming it is a politically motivated attack on a revolutionary leader. The incident also raises concerns about firearm safety and the laws governing firearm use in public spaces. South Africa has strict gun control laws, and discharging a firearm in a public space is a serious offense. If the prosecution's claims are true, Malema's actions not only endangered lives but also set a dangerous precedent for how leaders conduct themselves in public. As we await the court's verdict, it's worth considering the implications of the case for South Africa's political and legal systems. A guilty verdict could have far-reaching consequences for Malema and the EFF, potentially damaging their credibility and undermining their message of accountability and justice. On the other hand, an acquittal might embolden Malema and his supporters, reinforcing their belief that the case is an attempt to silence dissent. This case also highlights the role of the media and public opinion in shaping the narrative. The widespread circulation of the video footage has turned the incident into a public spectacle, with opinions divided along political lines. This raises important questions about how we interpret evidence in the digital age and the influence of social media on legal proceedings. Looking ahead, this case could set a precedent for how similar incidents are handled in the future. If the court rules against Malema, it could send a strong message about the importance of accountability and the rule of law, even for high-profile leaders. Conversely, if the defense's arguments prevail, it could prompt a re-evaluation of how evidence is presented and interpreted in politically charged cases. The Julius Malema firearm discharge case is a complex and multifaceted story that goes beyond the specifics of the incident. It touches on issues of leadership, responsibility, and the balance between political performance and public safety. As we await the court's decision, one thing is clear: this case will have a lasting impact on South Africa's political and legal landscape. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of South Africa's most talked about legal battles. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this case, so drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Do you think Malema should be held accountable, or is this case an example of political persecution? Let us know what you think. Stay tuned for more in-depth analyses and updates on this and other critical stories. Until next time, take care and stay informed.